Hey guys, iKailaKai here, and this is going to be the final of the 6 new leaders in OP09. Robin is a very interesting leader, where I think that her leader effect is really strong, but the support that she got was very minimal. So Robin is a weird leader, where I feel like she's trying to play kind of like NL, but in the way that NL just has more resources than the opponent by just having more cards, Robin has more resources by denying the opponent cards. The one unfortunate thing, and I will be straight up with this, is I don't think that this leader is that good. That being said, I made a list that I think is the right direction for Robin, and hopefully with more support in the future, or with some other cards that I'm maybe not thinking of, the deck can be made better, and then hopefully brought to the meta. One of the issues is that against Shanks, you can't just hit with 5,000 and bully their hand, because they can just use their leader effect every single turn. So we're doing this against Buggy, because Buggy's kind of fun to play. My apologies, by the way, this is taken on release day, so there's still proxies in these decks. I'm sorry, Bandai. I'm going to get the real cards by the next time, it's just they're very expensive right now and I haven't had time to get them. As Robin tends to prefer to go first for her curve, I'll just take first. I think that for Robin, being able to play Decklist on 3 to increase your hand, and then Robin on 6 to be able to trash their life is a very good start, so I think I'll keep this. For Buggy, some of the cards in our hand are weird, but really, we have our stage, and that's kind of all that we need. Mr. 1's also good to have, so I think this is worth keeping as well. Hey, onegaishimasu. Bundle. And enter. Bundle. Stage. Then stage effect. Rest him, and then put 2 to the bottom. Definitely Mr. 2 is good to have. Mihawk's good to have for 6, so for now this is the safe option. Get rid of these 2. Draw 2 cards. Nice. And then enter. Now this is where the bullying begins. First, 3 don't. Irish. Check 5 cards for 2 cards with trigger. There's a world where I can overrun Buggy with Kikunojo. I'm kind of tempted to pick it up, and we don't really need all of the 2,000 counters in the world, so I'll just take these 2. 5,000 leader, on attack, I'll trash... for now, I'll trash this, and then gain 1 rested don't. It really sucks to have to lose hand at this stage, that I'd rather just take the life, so trash. 3 don't. Hiraf. Draw 2 cards. Stage. 2 cards to the bottom. Okay. 5,000 later, I'll take Mr. 3. Okay, Mr. 1. End turn. 5,000 later, Banish. Let's defend this one. I want to keep the Mr. 1s because I think that's how we're going to be regaining our resources from all the banishes. So 6 don't, Robin. And then because Buggy has 3 or more life, banish 1 life. Okay, end turn. I definitely want to establish a blocker here so that I can kind of stop the 5,000 banish bullying. 5,000 later, the attacks only get worse and worse, and the opponent is going to start playing things that are in range of some of my triggers, so I guess I'll just defend this, just to hope for the best. Plus 2,000. 6 don't. Mihawk. Draw 2. Joe's is mainly for this turn if we don't have Mihawk, so I'll trust Joe's. Stage. 2 cards. Okay, we got our second crocodile. End turn. 6,000 leader. Take this. 6,000 leader. Block. 7 don't. Big bomb. Going down to 1 this early makes it pretty difficult for me to play all of the combo pieces that Buggy has, so I think I'll give Robin life. Okay. End turn. We're always going to play this on this turn. We have 1 floating dong. It's just, do we want to hit Robin or not? I think either way, keeping this as a blocker is good insurance to defend against the banish, so I'll leave that as a blocker. And then it's just 6,000 either to Robin or to leader. I think Robin's leader has a bit too much life for me to actually pressure the board through her life, so I'll just go 6,000 to Robin. I think for me, I want to keep pressuring, so I guess I'll defend this, although maybe this is incorrect. 2,000. 7 don't. Crocodile. Crocodile's on play effect. Mr. 1, and then Mr. 1. Draw 2, and then trash 1. We don't need this many buggies, so trash 1. And then stage. 2 cards to the bottom. End turn. So one of the issues with Robin is that she doesn't have much board clear. Thankfully I drew this and we have enough health that we can actually kill Mihawk, which is great. If Buggy has another 7 cost Crocodile, he'll still be able to play his 10 cost Buggy, so I think the important thing is for me to try to end the game before that happens. 9 don't. Yamato. Heo Mihawk. Okay. 6,000 leader. 2,000. 6,000 leader. Banish. 2,000. 8,000 leader. Take. Okay. Entered. I want more things to consider before I use my Sage, so I'll use my leader effect first. Rest 5, and then I'll trash 1 card. Play Crocodile. Crocodile on play effect, I'll play Mr. 1. Mr. 1 on play effect, I'll draw 2 cards. Let's get rid of Buggy. 5-tone, leader effect. Crash 1 card. Play Buggy, and then bottom deck Yamato. Let's go 6,000 Robin, 2,000. 7,000 Robin, 2,000. 5,000 leader. Dig. I'll use the trigger and then just draw 1 card. And then Frankie goes to the trash. Stage, and I'll put 2 cards to the bottom. And then entered. I don't believe that Buggy has any weird triggers, so therefore this would be guaranteed lethal. 9,000 leader. If I don't defend this, it's 15,000 from Robin, so 2,000, 2,000, 1,000. 7,000 leader, Banish. Dig. Oh yeah, it's Banish. And then 7,000 leader. Yep, I lose. This is the Robin list I came up with. I was really stumped for this one, so instead of just staring at the card list and making it myself, I got some inspiration from Twitter. However, there's a lot of things I'd probably change about this. So actually, one thing I noticed about this deck is that some of the very good cards, like Frankie or Nami or the new Robin, they're all Straw Hats. And then even this Nami, you can sometimes use because you put the Banish on something like these bigger things, are all Straw Hats. So you can put in the new 1-cost law, and then you can search for those. But I think the one issue and reason why most people don't put in the 1-cost law is because there aren't very good top end that you can search with it. But with the new set, there's actually the secret rare Luffy. And that Luffy, of course, is a Straw Hat. So maybe having that in, so possibly taking out Yamato to have Luffy, and then playing a faster game could be something to consider. I also think that 9-cost Mom is something to consider, because the strongest thing that this deck can do actually is to go on turn 3, speed up 1 dong, so you're at 6 next turn, speed up 1 dong, so you're at 9 next turn. The reason I didn't do that on this game was because I just didn't have a 9-cost to play. But if you have 8 9-cost total, and then maybe you don't run Ace, Ace is still a strong card. 7 Mom's just very good in general because of how early it can come out. Especially if you're going second, it can when you're on what should be your 6th on turn. Having more 9 costs so that when you're going first, you have that absolute power could be better. And then having the Searcher makes it all a bit more round. In which case, you'd probably not play Kikunojo, you'd probably not play Chelsea, and play more for the defensive resource gaining aspects, because purple does have a couple of cards like that. The leader's ability is definitely strong, and the cards that it has access to, of course, this is like the staple NL package aside from 8-cost Katakuri. So it's a bit more of like an aggressive yellow deck. However, the issue is that we already have Katakuri, and Katakuri has 5 life, whereas this currently mono yellow list only has 4. So I think that utilizing cards such as the purple 9-cost Mom, the 1-cost Law, even the 5-cost Miss All Sun, even though it's not a Straw Hat, could be a way to sort of differentiate it from the other yellow decks. I think that people are playing this like it's supposed to be a really aggressive deck, and I think that's mostly because you're forced to due to how few resources you end up having. I think that the deck should be playing a bit more of a slower, control-y game of attrition. The only issue is that because there are things like Blue Doflamingo and Red Shanks in the meta that Robin doesn't really affect, it makes it a little bit hard for her to be in the meta. However, it did kind of devastate Buggy just now, and the Buggy list is mostly unchanged from my Buggy video, so go check that out if you haven't. The most important thing for Robin is the number of resources, so even though not all of the targets are great, Didishi just helps you increase your hand, and it's kind of like Pilaf, and because we have nothing to do in the early turns, it's definitely a great card to have. As such, we'd rather be playing this over Kikunojo, so I'd probably reduce Kikunojo. Could even increase the 0-cost events because we do tend to be finishing the game faster than NL tends to. Other than that, I would want to try to focus it more on Straw Hats, probably as Bandai intended, and see what sort of interesting things are possible with the purple Straw Hats and the yellow Straw Hats. Let's hope for the future, and maybe someone else can fix it. If you guys have any ideas, please let me know. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I hope I'll see you guys again soon. See you!